Hello and welcome to a very special notebook for the second day of the first test, because we kind of did the notebook with Ross Brawn earlier. So this is a special web-only notebook to tell you what happened to everybody's sessions and everybody's cars today. So let's start with the Red Bull. All right, Greg, and not bad, mate. It's actually only, I've just noticed it, when you look at the tyres like that, you can really see how big they are, can't you? They are massive. So we had, I mean those ones on the floor, Simon. Yeah, sorry, Simon, you didn't see what Greg and I were talking about. They do look good. Red Bull had a good day, we should say that. Max Verstappen was in the car, 89 laps and P3. So he was doing all sorts, careful, you're about to bash into something. He was doing some setup work, they were doing tyre work as well. And the talk about the tyres is that they're kind of concrete and, you know, we'll easily do a one-stop around here. And Red Bull is certainly finding that as well. But the other thing is, of course, is that Pirelli do have some fallback constructions from last year that they can use, some compounds rather, not constructions. They do have some fallback compounds if they find out that what they have brought is too concrete and they need a bit more bubble gum, if you see what I mean. So if it's too hard, they do have some options available, not only I think for Melbourne, but then for the rest of the season as well. And we'll see actually if they come to call on them. They find that actually the races are demanding softer tyres. But yeah, another good day for Red Bull. We think they're going to bring some more aero bits to their car because it is looking a little bit thin at the moment. Hello there, how are you doing? The doctors there. It's the FI doctors and Alan van der Merwe. There's Mika Hakkinen talking with the world champion, talking to my Finnish colleague. Okay, Mika, how are you doing? You're not bad? Good to see you.
Thank you.
Everything okay? I went to Lahti recently and Nastola.
Nastola, oh yes.
And Lahti, I always mispronounce it.
Lahti, yes. Yeah.
I jumped into Valtteri's, his dad cut a hole in the ice in the lake.
Did you do that?
Yeah. We went in the sauna. And then I jumped in the lake.
Your water was very cold, huh?
My Bottas was very cold. What did you say?
Yeah, water.
It was
really cold.
It was really cold.
Is it okay?
It was. I thought I was going to have a heart attack, but actually it was okay. It was not so bad.
Some people say it's healthy to do that, but I don't think there's a medical thing. But anyway, it's good for it's good. It's really refreshing. But
yeah.
Luckily, Finland winter is only short times.
Well, it was a heat wave. It was only 0, so it was going to be -7, but it was. We got to 0. Do you like these fat tyres going back to the sort of 90s and? Well, it was the early 90s, wasn't it?
I personally, when I see them, it does remind me start of my career when I started Team Lotus, and we had.
With that Johnny Herbert.
Exactly, fantastic tires. This size of the tires, we generated a massive grip. And today, when I've been spending time here in a paddock in Barcelona, speaking with the engineers, drivers, mechanics, I'm so positively happy to see smile in their face. You know, drivers enjoying. They enjoying because there's so much grip. You know, they can put their foot down out of the corner. They can go flat certain corners, what they weren't able to do it for many years. Engineers are excited because finally it's like I can see they would even like to say that way, oh my God, the Formula One is back, you know. So I think everybody who watching television, everybody who watching the Formula One in the television, they will see a lot of smiley faces, excited people. And I can see that way the Formula One is going in the right direction like this. You know, it's great to see that.
Fantastic. We'll let you go. You're a busy man.
Have a good evening.
Thank you so much, and you have a good evening.
Ciao.
Okay. Will we get better racing, as well as looking fast and everybody enjoying themselves? Fingers crossed. We don't know, do we? You know, all the paddock stages are saying, "Oh yes, but," you know, bear in mind everything Mika's just said. Will we get better racing? And the fact is, we haven't had the first race yet, so we don't know. So if someone tells you, oh yeah, but the racing's going to be terrible, well, how can you believe them? Because we don't know. Might be, might not. Right, Haas. They actually had quite a good day today. Kevin Magnussen was P4, 118 laps. A great day, actually. He was the first one driver through the 100-lap barrier, tried a variety of tyres from the soft through to the medium and the hard as well. But that's actually going great guns, so not a bad day for Haas as well. We'll talk about Mercedes because you've got their motorhome, Simon. You can see if you can see anybody in there, where I tell you that it was another cracking day. They weren't fastest. Kimi Räikkönen was fastest, but that didn't matter because they did. Lewis Hamilton did 66 laps in the morning, and Valtteri Bottas, he was P2, was P7, and he did, who have you found? You found the back of Toto Wolff's head. Valtteri Bottas did 101 laps, so that's 165 laps in one car in one day, bettering yesterday's 152. Okay, and you might say, yeah, all right, so well, it might be reliable, but then we've seen how the car can be reliable in testing and then let their drivers down on race day. Yes, that's true, but what more do you want them to say? You know, they built another brilliantly reliable car, so they're looking, I was going to say ominously good, but hey, if they've made the effort and done the best job of anybody else, then that's not ominous, can't even say it, then that's just good, and they should be congratulated. So well done to them. Toro Rosso, there's a sort of lone couple of trucks here. I can tell you about that. Bit of a quiet morning for Danny Kvyat, but they ended up going a bit quicker once he put some softer tyres on in the afternoon. He went up to 6th in the afternoon and stayed there, 1.9 seconds off the pace. We will show you that Toro Rosso car as soon as I can, hopefully tomorrow, but probably just on Development Corner. I want to show it to you in the flesh because it is something to behold. We didn't manage to show you it yesterday for various reasons. So 68 laps Toro Rosso did, and the front suspension, they've got this lovely design front suspension they've got, which is the same as Mercedes. Only them and only Toro Rosso and Mercedes have actually thought of this funny front suspension. Very clever. And it seems to be helping them at the moment, although the speed's not really in the car, but we'll see if it actually gets there. Right, let's talk about Esteban Ocon in the Force India, and you might have just seen my interview with him. He's pleased to be here. He likes the car. He thinks it will probably be good, but they didn't have a brilliant day. They had an oil system leak this morning, and he had to come down in a pickup truck. The car broke down because of an oil leak. It was repaired over the lunch hour, and a good first day for Ocon. They managed 86 laps despite losing that time around lunch. They're getting there as a team. They have solutions to the exhaust problem that they suffered with Sergio Perez yesterday, and they'll get there eventually. Do we think it's still a P4 in the constructors' car? Too early to say, really, because they haven't managed to do too much setup on it. They did a bit of setup today, but not too much. But today was all about getting Ocon comfortable in the car. His first proper day with them since testing for Force India back in, we think it's Austria test in 2015. All that time ago. Wow. Okay, right. We've done Mercedes, Red Bull, yes, Toro Rosso, Force India, and Haas, which can lead us only onto the Scuderia Ferrari. Now, you might have heard of a media blackout from Ferrari. That's not strictly true. Yes, if you have a look at that white piece of paper, Simon, that you're heading towards on the motorhome wall, you will see that the press briefings have been few and far between. In fact, well, they're tomorrow, Wednesday, 1st of March, when Seb will be talking to us at lunchtime, and then on Thursday, Kimi. So, I mean, what do you want? You know, we're hearing from the drivers. So there was a story in Italy that... you all right, sir? Okay. We were hearing from Italy that Sergio Marchionne wanted to under-promise and over-deliver. He was learnt from the fact that he kind of went on about expecting great things last year, and then it turned out not to be the case, and wanted a sort of, self-imposed silence over the winter. I don't know whether that's strictly true. Some of my Italian colleagues aren't particularly happy that they're not getting daily access to the drivers, but the Ferrari keep us well informed anyway. Hello. No, all right. I was just going to say that Kimi... No, I was just going to say you keep us well informed. Kimi was P1 with 108 laps, medium tyre, then to the soft. Stop me if I'm getting any of this wrong. Did some long runs.
So far, so good.
Okay,
Yeah.
Did some long runs as well.
He did. Yeah.
And professed himself... Actually, I don't know what he professed himself. Did he say he was happy, more or less?
He actually was fighting the flu. So
fighting the flu. Yes, he was a little bit ill. I read this, but I didn't know whether to believe it or not. He was.
yeah, you can believe that, okay, even if it comes from us. Yeah,
okay,
you can.
He was a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, things you read on the internet, you never know whether to believe them or not.
Sort of, nothing serious, but it was probably not in his best shape.
And the car, healthy?
Healthier than the driver, probably. Yes. which makes for a good testing day. But we keep looking at what we are doing, which is really focus on ourselves and not looking too much or really too much into lap times or what the others do.
What does it say on the cap? It says head in the air, feet on the ground or something.
Should be the other way around. No, it's right.
Head,
yes.
Feet on the ground.
No. And head down. Keep your head down.
Keep your head down.
Yeah.
Right.
Testa basse, piedi per terra.
What's the phrase?
Testa basse, piedi per terra.
Bless you.
Sounds good.
Yes, yes, it does. Thank you very much. Right, so there you go. So, you can read about that. But listen, we'll hear from Seb and Kimi tomorrow what they really think. Yeah, I read that Kimi was not feeling very well. So get well soon, Kimi. Right, let's move on to Williams. Now, not a great day for Lance Stroll because he boffed it. He had a spin. Innocuous as it was, but he hit a bump and he took some bits off the car. And the problem was that Williams don't really have that many spare parts to put on the car, and so they were left without the parts that they needed to run, leaving Steve Nielsen here and other way, keep going, and everybody else kind of sitting on their hands after lunch. So they didn't run after lunch because of the shortage of those parts, leaving Lance Stroll with only 12 laps and P11, slowest of all. So he is a little bit frustrated, I suppose, but he'll get over it. And we're going to do Know Your Driver, Meet Your Driver with Lance Stroll tomorrow in tomorrow's notebook, hopefully. So let's find out a little bit more about, with those terrible quick-fire questions that I know you all hate so much, but do really reveal a little bit, perhaps, of what kind of person Lance is. So yeah, let's do that. You'll be able to recognize him in the car because he has a very, very dark blue helmet with his sort of initials on the side, and he's got the number 18 as well. For those of you who like knowing what numbers the drivers have, Stoffel Vandoorne has number 2 this year because he had success with number 2 and before. Lance also has had success with number 18, and it happens to be his age. Yeah, don't they get younger and younger? Right, McLaren, Stoffel, not all that much better than Lance Stroll because he was P10 today, 40 laps. They had to change the power unit again, so that second day running Honda have had to change the power unit. So Honda do seemingly have a problem, and the problem seems to be with the oil tank, and not only just with something going wrong with it, but effectively with the design of it. We're not quite sure if the loads are meaning that the oil sloshes around in the tank and there's a pickup problem and that's starving the engine of oil. It seems that it's something they can get around because he did manage to do 40 laps, did Vandoorne, so it's clearly not a problem that keeps him in the garage permanently, but it is a significant issue, one that Vandoorne doesn't really think that they understand fully yet, or if they do, they haven't told him. So it is a little bit worrying for Honda. Yet again, Philip, just following up what I said yesterday, with seems to be the weak part of the chassis, and if they can't get the engine running, they can't find out how much they need to improve the chassis because they don't get the runnings and the laps and the experience with it, so etc. Let's see. If it is a significant redesign of an oil tank, that will take them up to Australia to get it right, just before Australia. I wouldn't expect them a significant design of an oil tank with all the area that it has to be in for them to do that in time for test 2. A fix, yes, that can be done. Not only, that can be probably done overnight, or rather with a night and a whole half a day, but a significant redesign will take a bit longer, maybe up to Melbourne. We'll see. There was a rumour that Ilmor were helping out Honda with their development. Ilmor, we believe, have stopped, the story on Autosport has stopped their collaboration with Renault. And of course, Ilmor and Honda have a long association going back to Indy cars, don't they? So we'll see if that rumour turns out to be true. I'm not sure whether it will. But anyway, right, Renault, Palmer. Go and see what you can see around here. Maybe he's around the place. Jolyon was P8 today, 53 laps. Another difficult day. They lost all running in the morning because they had had some problem with some brake ducts yesterday, and they flew some new ones in, some redesigned, some changed, and they arrived and need fitting and they need reshaping as well, so they lost the whole of the morning. but they managed to do 53 laps in the afternoon. So that's rescuing something, I think, from the day, which possibly is a bit of a save. There are some nice bits on the Renault as well. It's a bit of a shame that they're having a bit of a tough time of it at the moment, because there are some very nice bits aero-wise on the Renault that that I seem to think, you know, they weren't last year, because last year was such a mash-up really, after having changed their engines so late after Renault actually bought out the team, Lotus team, and it was a compromise last year. But otherwise, you know, not so bad aero-wise. So they've done a good job down here. And finally, Sauber, where Antonio Giovinazzi had a difficult day. They lost much of the morning themselves with an engine problem. It was a turbo problem actually, with the 2016 Ferrari engine. And I was ruminating on whether, because we said yesterday, the Sauber running last year's Ferrari engine, but does that need to be beefed up to cope with the loads, the increased loads, the loads on it, and also the increased reliability demands that we talked about yesterday? Not 5 engines, just 4 engines for this year. And how much beefing up do they need to do to this 2016 engine, which wasn't designed to fit with the higher loadings of 2017, to make it last the year? Well, I don't know. That's just a question that we'll have to follow up. I was just wondering to myself, because of course Ferrari, with their new engine, they've added 5 kilos of weight to it to make up for that reliability and the extra stresses on it. But yeah, not bad F1 debut, or rather he's been in an F1 car. He tested the Ferrari before Giovinazzi, but for Sauber anyway, for Giovinazzi, 66 laps, as they say, done good laps, bit of setups, bit of some aero tests catching up, and Sauber announced today that they have signed up the GP3 racer Tatiana Calderon from Colombia to be their test and development driver, and she is not she's been sitting on this table here all day, but I think she's in the briefing. Yes, she would be in the briefing, which is up there to the left of us, because that's what development drivers do. She's learning all about being a Formula One driver, and it would be great to see her drive in Formula One one day. Right, that's about it. Thanks very much for watching this Notebook Extra, we should call it. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.